Había una vez un niño llamado Juan, y esta es su historia. Hace mucho tiempo, en la ciudad de Puebla, algo increíble me pasó. Viví en la calle, le pedía dinero a la gente o les lavaba las ventanas de sus autos. Dormía en un parque y también debajo de un puente. Y un día conocí a un señor. Era altote y muy güero. Él hablaba raro, como diferente. Tenía hambre y pensé que si me iba con él, que él me daría dinero también. Él fue chido conmigo. No sabía muy bien qué iba a suceder, pero él era diferente. Le pedí que me ayudara y él me dijo que tenía esperanza y que podía estar seguro. No recuerdo cuándo fue la última vez que me había sentido seguro, pero ya no quería seguir así. No me quería morir en la calle. Cuando me subí al carro, vi a 5 niños rubios adentro también. Ellos me sonrieron. Ver a sus hijos me hizo sentir aún más en paz. En ese momento tuve esperanza para mañana.
But when I put him in the van, and I didn't really know what I was going to do, I just knew I had to do something. So the challenge became really quickly, how do I explain this to Susie? You know, what am I going to tell her?
So Jerry came and picked me up from the grocery store, and when he pulled up, I opened the door to our van, and there was just this, all I can describe as this really horrific smell. And Juan jumped up from behind one of the seats, and he's just like, hello, you know.
So as we were driving home with Juan in the car, I remember in my travels in the past, year or so here in Puebla that, I'd see kids in the bus station, underneath the bridges, in the markets, and now knowing that some of those were stealing and robbing, doing drugs, or even prostituting themselves to be able to survive, and comparing that to my 8-year-old little boy and thinking, how could this even be possible? And just realizing deep in my heart that I had to do something about this.
And I knew that this was probably the beginning of a new chapter in our life. At that moment, there's a whole generation of kids, because we had met a lot of kids through Juan, that needed to be rescued. And if we as the church didn't rescue them, it was going to be a lost generation.
And I basically went home and I started going through the yellow pages, which was totally useless because I was looking for orphanages or kids' homes or whatever. There was nothing listed. And then I started calling pastors, assuming that somebody would give me a recommendation to some really nice place. But as that went on, I realized that this wasn't going to be as easy as I thought it was.
So when we lost Juan back to the streets, it was probably one of the most devastating moments of my life.
I was mad and I felt injustice. I thought, how could this be fair or right? And I was frustrated because I couldn't see an answer, on the other side of it.
One thing God really showed me was to consider the cost. And one of the things was, if we started rescuing these kids off the street and started an orphanage, we were going to have to raise our own children. We had 5 children, and raise a generation or 2 generations of kids. And I really prayed about it, and God just gave me that peace that this was our calling, that we were going to raise up the next generation. We tell the kids over and over again that your past doesn't define you. And so we know that each of these kids has a distinct calling and destiny in their lives. And so for us to see them get healed of the traumas from the past and have hope for their future, and just to see them walk out their calling is really awesome.